Okay, so Shijin and Slighter have both advanced in level. 1 to 18, 1 to 10, and a huge amount of other units have also gained levels. So let's try to see to them. And to that end, I do remember in the previous episode, before I had the small data issues, that Slighter is still a part of the infantry. So finally we will be transforming him into a cavalry, and Shijin can stay infantry because he, of course, does not have a horse. So let's now speak to Slighter and see what he can level up. I think strength is probably going to be the best for him, and power strike. That seems fine. And now Shijin, the warrior, will be... this is interesting. I do not know. I did level up trainer, I believe, before. So maybe what we will want to do is, considering he wants more HP, he does have a rather considerable amount of power strike already, which is what I would level strength for, generally, but seeing as it's already 15, I think we'll probably just level up his Iron Flesh quite a lot. Maybe just the next level, just to get to 9 in intelligence. Then we'll start leveling his intelligence and agility a little bit more, and eventually be able to get him into a rather nice trainer skill. I'm hoping maybe 12 intelligence, then we will start to level his strength once again after we've gotten agility 15 as well. So I think that sounds like a good idea. Yes, it sounds like a good idea. If I can pull it off, that's a whole other matter, but there we are. Okay, so I think that's fine. Now, Striker has advanced in level as well, and this is where it becomes incredibly difficult for me, because, as you can see, all of these stats here are all where we would want them to be, basically. All at milestones, so it's just an idea of where we want to go next. Now, we do have 4 in tactics, we do have 2 in trainer, 3 in looting, inventory management, wound treatment, surgery. I don't believe we have a doctor. Do we have a doctor? I don't think so. No, I am basically doing everything by the looks of things. It appears that Shijin and Slighter are not necessarily a utility companion right there, so I think we'll probably just go for trainer, because we are level 21 now, and I think 21 is a pretty reasonable level to gain more levels in trainer. Yes, I'm grasping at straws here, but I think that is probably what we'll do. And as well as that, we will be increasing our strength ever further. Hopefully get to 21, then we'll level our agility to 15. So anything else we want to do here? I will not be using crossbows for that much longer, unless the axe bow or whatever uses that particular ammunition is a crossbow. However, I don't believe it is, so yeah, we'll just level up our one-handed one time by the looks of things, and maybe we will level up our archery just in case that axe bow is a bow itself. So let's see here. Well, seeing as we took down those fellows rather easily, I think we should, in theory, be able to take these guys out just as easily. However, I am a little bit low on HP, and I would like to rejuvenate Slighter and Shijin. So let us hope that we will be able to do that, and I will be cutting away very shortly while we rejuvenate. Okay, so there we are. We have rejuvenated our forces, and we are now ready to take on another batch of Niebuhr's bandits. We are currently 124 against 145. We are outnumbered, of course, and I think the next battle is going to be the definitive skirmish and engagement with Niebuhr himself. So let us get our units all in position as best we can before they assault us. Maybe they will. I don't think they are going to be charging in, similar to how they fought before. And whoa, okay. It appears they have some rather long-range attacks right there from one of the honor guards, as you can see. This fellow was unfortunate enough to get an arrow to the head, but he was in the line of duty, serving the Valahir clan, and of course Striker, and all of us. But yes, we will remember him always, and I will be ready to take revenge upon our enemies in the name of Elvery Archer. Oh yes, okay. Well, there we are. One of his comrades was able to take revenge, of course, only on a robber, Not on any of the honor guards just yet, but maybe we will be lucky enough to achieve that in this fight. Oh my. Okay, what I'm going to attempt to do here is draw out most of their arrows and try to distract them, basically. And we will be charging in our infantry, and our cavalry is also following me, so hopefully they will be able to do as much damage as they can. Yes, there we are. Freelancer Knight coming in there. And I do have someone with a lance currently pursuing me, so I'm hopefully going to be alright in terms of not getting skewered in the back or in the face, whichever one comes first, but let's try to avoid it at all costs, if possible. So, yes, there we are. Let's just take them all down as best we can. Oh, yes. Come on. Oh, ouch. Okay. Oh, only 3 damage, yes. I am always forgetting that I'm wearing the, well, very strong armor indeed. So, yeah, the Red Immortal armor. I believe it is the Red Immortal armor anyway. I could be mistaken, but I believe it is, because I know that we got the shield from there. And yes, I believe it is. Yes, he did give us the old set of armor that he used to wear when he was a Red Immortal, the particular quest giver in Grinder, I believe it was. So, that's always nice. And that was it. Wow. That was relatively quick, wasn't it? Wow. I was not expecting it to be that fast, but we are lucky enough to have some very excellent and proficient units. There we are. Take down the last remnants of their forces, and then continue on to Nibor himself. Oh yes. Okay, so this is where we are going to have quite a few issues, because as you can see, they have some pretty nice units, I must admit. Captain of the Guard, Perisno Pilgrims, even though they are not leveled up, they do become something rather nice, and Wolf Knights. So, this is going to be very difficult. Okay, well, yeah. Okay. I think what we're going to want to do here is lose 7 of these, even though I don't really want to. I think it would probably be the best idea. Even though these Perisno monks are lower level, I think these guys are much easier to find, even though, as I say that, we have 42 available to us at the moment. So we are going to be swapping those for some Eagle Retainers, Captain of the Guard, and anything else here? Yes, a Border Warden, why not? Anything else we can get here? Yeah, I think that should be fine. 4 more, we'll take 4 more Perisno Pilgrims, and then we will continue onward. Oh, and I forgot to take the prisoners. Well, never mind, that's fine. It was only 4 of them, and I'm pretty sure we will have a lot of choice in the upcoming battle. So, here we are. We have 237 of their units, 42 honor guards, and let's just level up a couple of our units beforehand, and then we will get ready to head in. Okay, so he does have 22 mercenary lancers, a wolf knight, and a knight of the eagle as prisoners, so maybe if we lose quite a few units, we'll be able to reimburse ourselves incredibly easy. So there we are. He says, "I am Nibor Hood, and I will now take your money to give to the poor." I'll be taking your money instead, apparently. That's what Striker wants to do. So, let's do it. Even though this fellow is technically fighting for the good, he is attempting to take us down. We don't have that much money, I must admit, but what can you do? I thought it would be a rather nice event to take on, because of course you always see him wandering around the lands, and I always wondered whether he was rather tough to take out. So, yeah, I thought it would be a good idea to take the opportunity, seeing as he was passing by our castle, and we will now see and hopefully prove our mettle against him. So, let's get our cavalry to follow us, and we will now be sending in our infantry. I really don't want to charge them just yet, but it appears that if I hold position any closer, it enables their attack on enemy archers, which I think they are all enemy archers, so I think we're just going to charge in, and our cavalry will hopefully be able to help us out quite a bit here. Now, I am going to be telling our archers to... Whoa, okay. Yes, hold position a little bit closer, hopefully. And, whoa, look at all of our cavalry. Oh my goodness, they are completely slaughtering all of their lines right here. Oh yes, That is exactly what we want them to do, of course. And my horse is dying pretty swiftly, I must admit. I would not like that to happen, because it is a very nice horse indeed. I have grown accustomed to riding this horse, and it would be a tragedy. Whoa, look at Shi Jin, whoa. Yes, it would be a tragedy if he was to go down, as well as Shi Jin to go down, because he's doing an incredible job. Look at that. He's actually just gotten, I believe, 3 kills. But other than that, the massacre must continue. Oh, yes. Oh, Shi Jin was taken out now. That is a shame. Yeah, take these guys out. Oh, I would actually like to get off my horse and fight these guys on even terms, perhaps? Yeah, let's do that. This is when I wish I had a really large weapon. And, yeah, take that how you will, but yes, I would like a two-handed sword, perhaps, or a two-handed mace, maybe? Might be nice if we could find one that is unique. Maybe with some special properties. I do know that one of you mentioned in the comments, I believe it was one of the devs of Perisno, I believe you can actually get an Illican quest in one of the nearby towns, and I thought that would be something very incredible to check out. However, we are currently at war with that faction, so we'll have to see what we can do about that once they make peace, or once we are able to conquer that town. We never know what might happen in terms of diplomacy, of course, but we will hope. I would really like to see that. And speaking of the Illican, unfortunately I was not able to retain the relation gain that we had in the previous episode, so hopefully if I am able to, I will try to find an Illican party, and I will follow them around the land for a little bit, and then we will see whether we can help them. Of course, I will do that off screen so as to save the time, but I think that would be a rather nice idea. So, let's get our archers holding position, infantry charging in, and cavalry charging in. We are being absolutely pincushioned if we just stand still, so I think it would be a better idea to charge head-on. However, charging head-on was not very healthy for my horse, as you could see there. 35, 34, and 32 damage, and 39 just received there. Ouch. Okay. They had some incredible positioning, I must admit. Ouch. Well, my horse was taken... Okay. Well... It appears that these guys, right here, are rather incredible, I must admit. And that is saying it lightly, because it appears that they are a lot more deadly than I had given them credit for. So, yeah, I suppose that is my own fault, and we will be taking quite a few losses as a result. But what can you do? It is a price to pay for ridding the countryside of a harasser of our villagers, our farmers, and whatever else, even though that probably isn't exactly what he does. I have never followed him, after all, because he is usually pursuing me, so I do not know what he actually does. He seems to take out the eagle parties and the wolf knight parties, so maybe that was a good idea. However, he does pursue us. If he didn't pursue us, I would leave him alone. So, yeah, there is that to consider. But thankfully I was only one of many to get taken out here. Oh no, our surgery skill is so low, we really need to work on that, I think. We lost quite a few heavy units right there. Ouch, okay. And he managed to escape. Oh, I was really hoping that we could take him prisoner there. Well, never mind, we do have the opportunity to take a huge amount of mercenary lancers right there, and... a Knight of the Eagle as well. Okay, that's great. So, I think that is very nice indeed. I think we'd probably like to take a couple more of these lancers, but there's only 2 left. Should I take more? The only problem with that is, as you can see by our wages, we are going to be rather bankrupt next week, and I think the week is coming up rather soon, so I do need to get these fellows into the castle as soon as possible, and as a result of that, I think I may just leave them. So yes, let's just carry on here, and ooh, that is a rather nice bow, I must admit. Look at that. That is a cracked black ebony bow. I would have liked it if it wasn't cracked, of course. Who wouldn't? And let's see. Now, let's see. Anything else here? I do not believe so. I do not have any more space. Well, I have 2 or 3 spaces, so I suppose we can leave that. And I will now be heading back to Yerbe Castle and placing these units in the garrison. As you can see, I did take quite a detour to try and track this fellow down, and eventually I saw him near Arndal, which is currently under siege by the amazing Valahir clan vassals right there. And oh wow, I would like him to join us, but I don't believe I have the space. That is unfortunate. Oh well. Okay, well, let's just level these fellows up, and let's just see what's happening here. 252 against... Ooh, that might be a close battle. Should we participate in that? Maybe it would be a good idea. Shall we? Let's go. Why not? Oh yes, join the next assault. Okay, so... Whoa. A huge amount of units just spawned in right there, and... Why did I do this? This was a foolish mistake by me, as I look at my HP level. Oh well. We do get to see one of the first sieges we have ever done in Perisno, which is always a good idea. It's rather nice and enjoyable to do that. And I think as a result, we're probably going to want to take our units over here and be very, very cautious with where we stand and how we move, because, as you know, these Machiavellian crossbowmen are deadly. Maybe not as deadly as the Honor Guard of neighborhood, but let's try to be cautious here. You never know when they may get a lucky headshot. I think we should just charge in. We really don't have any ranged units, or at least we don't have a majority of ranged units, do we? We have 7. Well, actually, I have 7, and I suppose the vassals have a lot more, but yeah. I think it would be rather nice to just charge in there. We do have, in theory, the superior infantry, and maybe that is true, as you can see by the kill log here. Maybe it's working. Yes, it appears it might be. So let's have a look here. 34, okay, 78 enemies. Just had a spawn in right there. New enemies have arrived. And this is when I could use my crossbow. I might actually want to use my crossbow here. Yes, let's do that. Why not? Let's go into the archery line and use it. There we are. We actually shot someone and killed them, which is not bad. Usually I'm not very accurate, as that second shot is a testament to. And there we are, another kill right there. Not great experience, I must admit. But I suppose it is clearing the way for our infantry, and I will now be heading up and helping our units to push even further into the enemy's town. Because this is a town, so this is very good for us. So I will be moving our archers up here, and... No. Don't kill me. Not just yet. I'm not done talking. Okay. Well, somehow he was able to take us out. We were taken out by a Machiavellian heavy crossbowman. I'm actually wondering whether there was one over here. There was 1 and 2 over here. That is the fellow that was taking me down. I thought I was being shot from over there. Okay, well. There we are. They shut me up. That was a little unfortunate, I must admit. Oh well, never mind. We are going to be winning this, I hope. Even though we are outnumbered, we do only have 51, actually a lot less than that. Currently being reduced rather steadily, and if I had stayed alive, I probably would have been able to do a lot more in terms of supporting our units. But as you see, we have just received reinforcements in the snow, the blizzard that is currently going on. And I'm pretty sure we should be okay. As you can see, 73 of our allies and 30 of our own troops are dedicated to the victory that is standing before us right here. I think what I might actually do is just retreat myself, and I will let our vassals participate in the rest of this siege. We have done enough to help them. Have we helped them? Not really. But yes, we've done our best, I suppose. Even though I really should have checked over here. I thought they were all corpses over here, and there were quite a few of them, so I was obviously mistaken. Okay, yeah, I think we will be retreating. At least I will be retreating. And we will be leaving because, of course, I cannot join the siege any further because I am so low HP. And as you can see there, we do have only 39 enemies left to take out, and our units, or should I say our vassals' units, are doing an incredible job. and they will be taking Arndal incredibly quickly indeed. So let's take a look here. It's probably going to be taken any minute now, and let's see, shall we? Interesting. Hasn't been taken yet, but it will soon be. And, oh, 3,000 dinars, I will be accepting that. We need every bit of cash we can get. And there we are. Arndal has been taken from Macavia. We are expanding our ever-growing empire out from our small island in the northwest. Is it northwest? No, it's actually the east. So, yes, northeast, I suppose, considering that is north, technically. So, yeah, there we are. That is rather nice, I must admit, and maybe next time around we will be sieging Alberk Castle to hopefully bridge the gap between Arndal and our castle, so that might be an option. So, I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.